In 1995, in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, $4,900,000 in cash vanished from a fortified safe in General Richard Harrow's office. It seemed impossible. The safe was a steel monolith, guarded by cameras, logs, and armed personnel. Yet the money was gone, replaced with stacks of paper. How could this happen under the nose of a decorated military man? Before we dive into the shadows of this crime, let's step back to the day it all began. Atlanta in 1995 buzzed with post-Olympic anticipation, its Hartsfield International Airport a sprawling hub of global transit. The military annex, a squat concrete building tucked behind the main terminal, was a fortress of routine. Its brutalist architecture, gray, unyielding, with narrow windows, projected authority. Inside, General Richard Harrow's office sat on the third floor, overlooking a parking lot dotted with government sedans and cargo vans. The office was sparse: a mahogany desk, a rotary phone, a ticking wall clock, and a faint smell of cigarette smoke lingering in the air. The safe, a Mosler 4000 series, stood 4 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and weighed 1,200 pounds. Its dual lock system required a mechanical code and a key, both held by Harrow alone. The annex was a hive of activity. Armed guards patrolled in pairs, their boots echoing on linoleum floors. Security cameras, grainy, analog beasts, recorded every hallway. Logbooks, duplicated daily, tracked every entry and exit. The safe held cash from a classified military operation, funds rumored to be tied to covert payments for intelligence assets. Each bundle, wrapped in plastic, weighed roughly 20 pounds. The money was meant to stay locked away until a scheduled transfer to a federal vault. But someone had other plans. Slow pan across the annex's concrete facade, zooming to a flickering security camera. Cut to close-up of the Mosler safe's lock, its steel glinting under fluorescent light. General Richard Harrow, 58, was a career officer with 32 years in the Army. A Vietnam veteran, he'd climbed the ranks through discipline and quiet charisma. His graying hair and sharp blue eyes masked a weariness. Divorced, with a daughter he rarely saw, Harrow lived for the job. His office was his sanctuary, but colleagues whispered about his late-night meetings and cryptic phone calls. "If I'm honest," he wrote in his journal, "I'm tired of the shadows." But duty doesn't let you rest. Thomas Crane, 34, was Harrow's logistics officer, a wiry man with a knack for details. Crane had access to the annex's schedules and keys, though not the safe's code. Raised in a struggling Atlanta suburb, he juggled debts and his sick mother. His colleagues liked him, always a quick joke, always on time, but his nervous tics betrayed stress. "I can't keep pretending it's fine," he scribbled in a notebook, later found by investigators. Crane's role gave him eyes on every guard shift and camera blind spot. Victor Slade, 42, the heist's alleged mastermind, was a former Special Forces operative turned private contractor. Discharged for conduct unbecoming, Slade knew the annex's layout from past assignments. His rap sheet included smuggling charges, but nothing stuck. He operated from a rundown bar in East Atlanta, where he met clients in a back room reeking of stale beer. "You don't plan a job like this," he once told a contact, "unless you know the system's rotten." Eleanor Price, 29, was the unexpected witness. A janitor for an airport subcontractor, she cleaned the annex at night. Her mousy demeanor hit a sharp memory. Eleanor lived alone in a trailer park, saving for night school. She noticed things, odd cars, misplaced tools, that others ignored. "I just do my job," she later told police. But that night, something wasn't right. February 14th, 1995, 1:45 a.m. The annex was quiet, save for the hum of fluorescent lights. Guard rotations followed a strict schedule: 2 men on the third floor, 1 at the entrance. At 1:52, the hallway camera flickered, later attributed to a technical glitch. By 2:03, the logbook showed no entries, but Crane was seen entering the annex, claiming a forgotten report. 2:12 a.m. The safe's mechanical lock clicked open. Someone knew the code. The key, kept in Harrow's desk, was already in hand. Inside, 245 pounds of cash sat in sealed bags. By 2:27, the bags were gone, replaced with stacks of paper weighed to match. The safe was relocked. No alarms. No footsteps. Nobody heard. Nobody saw. The operation was surgical. Tools included a portable drill to bypass a secondary lock, adhesive straps to secure paper stacks, and a trolley disguised as luggage to move the haul. A white van, unmarked, idled in the lot, later traced to a rental company, but never recovered. The cash, investigators estimated, took 12 minutes to transfer. The trolley rolled out by 2:45, blending into the airport's chaos. Per police report, the annex's security protocols were airtight. Codes changed weekly. Logs were duplicated and stored off-site. Cameras covered 90% of the building. Yet someone bypassed every layer. Crane's keycard logged his entry, but no footage showed him near the safe. Slade's name surfaced in a tip, but his alibi, drinking at his bar, held for now. Grainy security footage of an empty hallway. Close-up of a logbook page, time-stamped. Slow zoom on a trolley stacked with luggage. 2:50 a.m. Eleanor Price, mopping the second-floor hallway, saw a white van pull away. Its plates didn't match any registered vehicle. She jotted the number on a napkin, later found in her locker. Why didn't she report it immediately? 3:15 a.m. Harrow's journal, recovered later, mentioned funds that can't see daylight. Was the cash legitimate or part of a larger scheme? Who else knew? 6 a.m. A guard found a cigarette, but near the annex's back exit, still warm. Nobody on duty smoked. An outsider? Or a plant? 8:30 a.m. Crane's notebook, discarded in a dumpster, held a cryptic note. Meet V at 1. Don't call. Investigators wondered, did V mean Victor Slade? Per FBI report, the theft was reported at 9:15 a.m. when Harrow opened the safe for a routine check. The paper stacks were convincing, weighed to match the cash. No fingerprints. No forced entry. How do they know the code? The annex reeked of betrayal. Harrow's stoic face hid panic. He faced ruin. Crane's nervous laughter at questioning raised eyebrows. Slade's bar was too quiet that morning. And Eleanor, the invisible janitor, held a napkin that could unravel it all. Close-up of a crumpled napkin with a license plate number. Slow pan of Harrow's journal, open to a cryptic page. Sound of a ticking clock fades out. At 10:22 a.m., a maintenance worker found an envelope in a trash bin near Harrow's home. Inside, a single sheet listed coordinates: 33.6407 degrees north, 84.4261 degrees west, a spot just outside Atlanta. Who left it? And what was waiting there? The envelope found in the trash bin near General Harrow's home sent shockwaves through Atlanta's military annex. Coordinates pointing to a desolate lot outside the city hinted at answers, but raised more questions. Who left the note? Was it a taunt, a clue, or a distraction? As investigators descended on the scene of the $4,900,000 heist, the web of deceit began to unravel, revealing cracks in loyalties, hidden motives, and a trail that refused to stay cold. February 14th, 1995, 11:30 a.m. Atlanta's FBI field office took charge, cordoning off the military annex. Agents swarmed the third floor, dusting the modular 4,000 safe for prints. None were found. The safe's dual lock system, mechanical code, and key showed no signs of tampering. Its 1,200-pound frame hadn't budged. The logbooks, duplicated daily and stored off-site, confirmed only Thomas Crane's keycard entry at 1:52 a.m. Yet the hallway camera's glitch at 1:52 left a 15-minute gap in footage. Coincidence or sabotage? The annex's security was a labyrinth. Guard patrolled in pairs, logging every move. Cameras cover hallways, but blind spots existed near stairwells. The safe's code, changed weekly, was known only to General Richard Harrow. The key, kept in a locked drawer, required his approval to access. Yet someone had both. Per FBI memo, the breach suggests an insider with intimate knowledge of protocols. Investigators traced the coordinates from the envelope to a vacant lot near Hartsfield International Airport. littered with gravel and weeds. At 2:17 p.m., a K-9 unit found a burned duffel bag buried under dirt. Inside were charred remnants of plastic wrapping, identical to the cash bundle's packaging. No money, no prints, just the smell of gasoline and failure. Who burned it and why? Aerial shot of the vacant lot, wind rustling weeds. Close-up of a dog digging, unearthing the scorched bag. Slow pan of charred plastic scraps. General Richard Harrow faced scrutiny first. At 58, his career was a tapestry of commendations, but whispers of off-book deals lingered. His journal entry about funds that can't see daylight fueled theories. Was the cash tied to a Black Ops slush fund? Harrow's divorce had left him strapped, his daughter's college tuition unpaid. "I've served too long to be questioned like this," he snapped during an interview, his jaw tight. But his late-night calls to an unlisted number raised red flags. Who was he talking to? Thomas Crane, the logistics officer, crumbled under pressure. His alibi, working late on reports, held, but his notebook's cryptic "Meet V at 1" pointed to Victor Slade. Crane's debts, uncovered by a credit check, totaled $87,000. His mother's medical bills piled higher. "I didn't touch the safe," he insisted, hands trembling. "I just forgot my papers." Yet his keycard logged him in during the camera glitch. Per police report, Crane's fingerprints were on the annex's back door, near the cigarette butt. Victor Slade, the ex-Special Forces contractor, played coy. His bar, a dive called the Rusty Anchor, was a front for deals, per informants. Slade's military training gave him the skills: lockpicking, surveillance evasion, logistics. His alibi, backed by two regulars, placed him at the bar until 3 a.m. But a bartender let slip that Slade left briefly around 1:30 a.m. "Just a smoke break," Slade shrugged. "Or something else." Eleanor Price, the janitor, became a wild card. Her napkin with the van's license plate, unregistered, pushed the case forward. She described the vehicle, a white Ford, no logos, with a dented rear bumper. "It didn't belong," she told agents, eyes darting. Eleanor's trailer park neighbors noted her recent anxiety, her late-night pacing. Was she just observant or hiding something? February 15th, 1995, 8 a.m. The FBI cross-referenced Crane's notebook with phone records. A call from his apartment to Slade's bar at 12:47 a.m. on February 14th lasted 92 seconds. What did they discuss? Agents searched Crane's desk, finding a torn receipt for industrial adhesive, matching the straps on the paper stacks in the safe. The receipt, dated 2 days prior, listed a hardware store near Slade's bar. Did Crane buy the supplies, or was he framed? 10:45 a.m. Harrow's phone records showed 3 calls to a burner phone, all between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. on February 13th. The burner was traced to a gas station payphone, wiped clean. A grainy security photo from the gas station showed a man resembling Slade, hood up, at 11:47 p.m. Was he coordinating with Harrow? 3:22 p.m. Eleanor's locker at the annex held another surprise. A crumpled map with the vacant lot's coordinates circled in red. Her fingerprints were on it, but so were Crane's. Did she find it or plant it? Eleanor claimed she found the map in a trash can while cleaning. "I thought it was junk," she stammered. Her night school records showed she missed class on February 13th. Where was she? Per archival note, the FBI's initial theory pointed to an inside job. Crane's access, Slade's expertise, and Harrow's secrets formed a triangle. But Eleanor's role didn't fit. Was she a witness? Or was something more? Close-up of Crane's notebook, "Meet V" scrawled in ink. Grainy gas station footage of a hooded figure. Slow zoom on the crumpled map, red ink stark against the paper. The annex's atmosphere grew heavy. Guards whispered about Crane's odd behavior, his pacing, his sudden silences. Harrow's stoicism cracked. He missed a routine briefing, unheard of for him. "I trusted my people," he wrote in his journal. "Now I trust no one." Slade's bar saw fewer patrons, as if sensing trouble. Eleanor, meanwhile, bought a bus ticket to Savannah, one way, then canceled it. Was she running? A maintenance log, overlooked initially, showed a camera outage scheduled for February 13th, requested by Crane for routine maintenance. The outage aligned with the heist timeline. Did he plan the glitch? The technician, a temp named Marcus Wells, vanished after February 14th. His apartment was empty, his phone disconnected. Per police report, Wells had a prior arrest for petty theft linked to Slade's crew. The vacant lot offered no new leads. The burned duffel bag's plastic matched the cash wrappers, but no DNA survived the fire. The coordinates envelope, dusted for prints, was clean, too clean. Who had the skill to leave no trace? The FBI leaned on Crane, who broke into a sweat during his second interview. "I don't know anything about a van," he said, voice cracking, but his eyes flicked to the door. Harrow wrestled with guilt. "If the money's dirty, so am I," he wrote, his pen shaking. His career hung by a thread, his daughter's future at stake. Crane's desperation was palpable. Debts, a dying mother, a life unraveling. "I just wanted out," he muttered to himself, caught on a wiretap. Slade, ever the ghost, thrived on chaos, his loyalty only to profit. "Systems break," he once told a contact. "You just nudge them." Eleanor's fear was raw. She saw too much, said too little. "I just want to go back to normal," she whispered to a coworker. Per FBI memo, the case exposed rot in the annex. Classified funds, lax oversight, and personal grudges created a perfect storm. Atlanta's 1995 corruption scandals, bribes in city contracts, police kickbacks, cast a long shadow. Was the heist a symptom of a deeper sickness? Harrow's journal, open to a shaky scrawl. Crane's trembling hands in an interrogation room. Eleanor's bus ticket, crumpled on her table. Sound of a distant siren fades. February 16th, 1995. 7:13 p.m. A payphone near Slade's bar rang. An anonymous tip, voice distorted, claimed the cash was hidden where the planes don't land. A search of the airport's old hangars began, but a single sheet of paper, slipped under an FBI agent's car wiper, changed everything. It read, "Crane knows the code." Who sent it? And how do they know? The anonymous note, "Crane knows the code," dropped like a grenade into the FBI's investigation. Atlanta's military annex, once a fortress of order, was now a stage for betrayal. The $4,900,000 heist had exposed lies, greed, and secrets buried deeper than the cash itself. As the net closed, the truth emerged in fragments, each more unsettling than the last. Who held the strings, and would the money ever be found? February 17th, 1995. 6 Uhr morgens. FBI agents raided an abandoned hangar at Hartsfield International Airport, following the tip about where the planes don't land. The hangar, rusted and overgrown with weeds, smelled of oil and neglect. Inside, they found tire tracks matching the white van Eleanor Price had described. A hidden compartment in the floor held a single plastic wrapper, identical to the cash bundles, but no money. Per FBI report, trace fibers suggested the cash had been moved recently, within 48 hours. Where is it now? Agents hauled Thomas Crane in for a third interrogation. His hands shook as he denied, knowing the safe's code. "I didn't touch it," he stammered, sweat beading on his forehead. But a search of his apartment turned up a bombshell. Twist 1. Tucked inside a hollowed-out book was a microcassette with a recording of Crane whispering, "V, it's set for 1:30. Code 7-4-9-2. The tape, dated February 12th, tied him to Victor Slade and the heist timeline. How'd he get the code? General Richard Harrow's facade cracked further. His journal entries grew erratic. "They're watching me. I should have burned it." Agents traced his burner phone calls to a dead end, a prepaid number linked to a convenience store. Twist 2. A cashier recalled a man matching Harrow's description buying the phone on February 10th, paying cash. Was Harrow complicit or covering something else? His daughter, reached by phone, said he'd wired her $10,000 the day before the heist. He said it was for school, she told agents, voice trembling. Was it guilt money? Victor Slade vanished. The rusty anchor was shuttered, its back room cleared out. A search uncovered a burner phone hidden in a ceiling tile with calls to Crane's number. Twist 3. An encrypted flash drive, found in the same room, held a single file, a map with a new set of coordinates, 33.6512 degrees north, 84.4123 degrees west, a warehouse 10 miles from the airport. Was Slade taunting them? Or had he slipped up? Eleanor Price, the janitor, became a focal point. Her map with the vacant lot coordinates raised suspicions, but her fear seemed genuine. "I didn't ask for this," she told an agent, clutching her coat. A coworker revealed Eleanor had borrowed $2,000 weeks earlier, citing family trouble. Twist 4. Her trailer's trash contained a receipt for a pawn shop, dated February 15th, where she'd sold a gold watch, engraved with R.H. Harrow's watch? Or a coincidence? Aerial shot of the rusted hanger, tire tracks in the dust. Close-up of the microcassette, labeled in crane scrawl. Slow pan of the pawn shop receipt. R.H. etched in gold. February 18th, 1995. 9:15 morgens. The FBI stormed the warehouse at the new coordinates. Inside, stacked crates held $1,200,000 in cash, part of the stolen funds. The bills, still in their plastic wrappers, were dusted with talc, a smuggling trick to evade dogs. Per forensic analysis, the talc matched a brand sold at the hardware store near Slade's bar. But the rest of the money, $3,700,000, was gone. Who had it? Crane broke during a 6-hour interrogation. Slade planned it, he sobbed. "I gave him the schedules, the blind spots. He got the code from someone." Crane claimed he didn't know how Slade accessed Harrow's code, only that he was paid $50,000 to look the other way. His notebook's Meet V note was a reminder for a handoff, adhesive straps for the paper stacks. Per police report, Crane's bank showed a $50,000 deposit wired from an offshore account. Slade's doing, or a bigger player? Harrow's story shifted. Confronted with the watch at the pawn shop, he admitted giving it to Eleanor as a thank you for extra cleaning hours. "She's a good kid," he said, avoiding eye contact. But his journal hinted at more. "EP knows too much. I should have kept her out." Agents pressed Eleanor, who admitted Harrow had asked her to keep quiet, about a late-night visitor on February 12th, a man matching Slade's build. "Why didn't she report it?" "I was scared," she whispered. "Of whom?" Slade trail led to a private airstrip. A witness, a mechanic, saw a small plane take off on February 15th, carrying heavy bags. The plane's registration led to a shell company, untraceable. Per FAA records, no flight plan was filed. Slade, with his special forces training, could disappear anywhere. Was he gone for good? Warehouse crates, cash bundles stacked neatly. Close-up of Harrow's journal, EP underlined. Grainy airstrip footage, a plane vanishing into the night. February 20th, 1995. The FBI arrested Crane on charges of conspiracy and theft. He faced 15 years, his life shattered. "I just wanted to save my mom," he muttered, handcuffed. Harrow was suspended pending investigation. His career, built over decades, lay in ruins. "I served my country," he wrote in his final journal entry. But who serves me? The $1,200,000 recovered was a fraction of the loss, and the military's reputation took a deeper hit. Atlanta's 1995 corruption scandals, already headline news, swallowed the story, painting the annex as a den of greed. Eleanor walked free, her role unclear. The pawn shop watch was confirmed as Harrow's, but she claimed it was a gift, not stolen. Her napkin with the van's plates broke the case, yet her silence about Slade's visit suggested fear or complicity. "I just want to forget," she told a reporter, packing her trailer for Savannah. What did she know? Slade remained a ghost. The flash drive's coordinates were his last trace, but no body, no arrest. Rumors placed him in Mexico, then Panama. The missing $3,700,000 fueled myths. Was it funding a new life or a bigger scheme? Per FBI memo, the case was open, unresolved, a stain on the Bureau's record. The heist exposed a rotting system. The annex's lax oversight, Harrow's secrets, and Crane's desperation were symptoms of a broader malaise. Atlanta's political machine, riddled with bribes and kickbacks, had enabled the crime. Per archival note, The military tightened security protocols, but trust was harder to rebuild. Harrow retired in disgrace, estranged from his daughter. Crane served 7 years, released in 2002, a broken man. Eleanor vanished into obscurity, her night school dreams deferred. Slade's name became a whisper in criminal circles, a legend of the perfect escape. The heist's ripples lingered. Who gave Slade the code? Was Harrow a victim, a pawn, or a player? The missing millions haunted Atlanta, a reminder that even fortresses fall when trust erodes. Her final FBI report. The truth is out there, but it's buried deep. Crane in cuffs, head bowed. Harrow's empty office, desk cleared. Eleanor's trailer, door ajar, lights off. A plain silhouette against a sunset, fading to black. In 1997, a hiker in rural Georgia found a rusted lockbox buried near a creek. Inside was a single bundle of $10,000, waterlogged but intact, wrapped in the same plastic as the heist cash. A note, barely legible, read, for the shadows. No coordinates, no names. The FBI reopened the case, but the trail was cold. Was it Slade's final taunt, or a forgotten piece of a larger puzzle?